to help you with all your needs. Telecel Liberia, super fast speed, 24 hours technical support team, the best broadband and fiber optic internet service in Liberia. For more information, please call 0770-399-399 or 0881-399-399 or stop by our office on 3rd Street Syncor, opposite the Carter Center and GLZ building. Visit our website, telecelliberia.com. Email us at info@telecelliberia.com. Telecel Liberia, the best internet service provider, is here for you. Telecel Liberia, connecting the unconnected.
I want to flex my love. I want to bless.
Getting those who are not connected with Telecel Liberia, you have no worries. It's on Good Morning Liberia, folks. We'd like to say good morning and welcome. Those of you just joining us, we'd like to say let's have ourselves a great time. It is on this radio. Those of you following via the TV, that's the television VOL on Facebook. You follow us, yes, and all you need to do, invite somebody. Let's have conversation this morning. It's always good to be here to speak in the best interest of Liberia. Too many things to talk about this morning. Just all you need to do, invite somebody, share the live, and let's have conversation this morning. Just invite somebody and tell us exactly where you're following the conversation from, and we will acknowledge you following this morning. It is always good to be here to talk about Liberia. So share the live, and let's have ourselves a great time on Good Morning Liberia on this FN band. But let's welcome Harris. Good morning, Harris. It's great that you're back.
Yeah, good morning, Parker, and good morning to every one of you following the broadcast this morning. Indeed, we we are thrilled this morning to be on this radio. Too many things, like you said, happening in Liberia. It is our work, it is our duty, so informed the Liberian people about the happenings in the country. And so it's good. It's great to be on the platform this morning. Yeah, we came fully prepared to serve the Liberian people. Yeah, so it is great as always to be on this show.
That's good. So, in sports, Liberia will travel to South Africa. That I'm sure Liberia will depart the country today to South Africa for the qualifier. Yes, that's for the qualifier. Liberia plays South Africa on the 24th of this month. Yeah, that is in South Africa, the Bafana of South Africa on 24 away. And on March 28th, Liberia, the return leg will be Liberia versus South Africa at the SKD on the 28th of this month. And interestingly, when we were following on yesterday, Weldon Jebo has returned to the team, and he will captain Liberia in the two games. So in Bafana, the South Africa, Liberia, as Liberia or South Africa plays Liberia in South Africa, Weldon Jebo indeed is back in the team, and of course, he will captain Liberia in the two games, both home and away. So congratulations to Weldon Jebo. I think it is an interesting one for Liberia, having Weldon Jebo back in the team.
Yeah, the thing about it is that the likes of Jebo might not be as active as one was spared during his days. I mean, when he was called for the Lone Star, we know how William Jebo played, and he gave his all for the Lone Star. But one of the reasons why it is important you bring folks that William Jebo on the team. Remember, you're going to play South Africa, and South Africa, to play such a team, you need people that also have the experience, right? In football, like, you want to compare. One of the reasons why you see, like, even the Barcelona in Spain will always use Sergio, how you call
Busquets?
Sergio Busquets, especially when they're meeting tough teams like Real Madrid, right? Because the experience plays. It helps the younger folks, right? A guy them on the field that do this, don't do this. I mean, that position ourselves. Remember, we are playing for our country. We're not playing to amuse ourselves. Remember the 5.2 million people in Liberia watching us. They are depending on us. So when you have the folks with the experience on the team, these are words they say to them. Why you would think that Portugal will have to call Cristiano Ronaldo currently. I mean, he's aging, right? I mean, he's not as actively as one would expect, but yet and still, the Portuguese national team will have to record the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, PP. These are guys that have made their name long since.
Yeah, sure.
Yep. So it tells you that the experience, the idea, the knowledge the guys are bringing the team help. Because football game is built. I'm saying
You need to have some few experienced folks, like you said.
It's both physical and a use of the man as well. Yeah. So the guys on the, I'm saying, their presence in the team, it help motivate the players as well. So yeah, bringing Jebo on is a very good.
And I hope you followed the 2-1 defeat over on yesterday. Barcelona.
I followed. It was an interesting game. I mean, a game that full. So I'm saying that I was full of lots of side attractions. But at the end, yeah. The team that is prepared takes the day. That's the beauty of football.
And Barcelona was
Barcelona
well
was
prepared.
Despite the pressure they had throughout, they believe that they could still make a comeback, and they made a comeback. They're still hopeful that their goal was to win. It's not about what are you going to play, but their goal was to win. And certainly they play until the final whistle, they got the desirable result that they needed. And so that's it. So when you are prepared in sports, football game is preparation. At first, it used to be basically you can brain away, but this time it's preparation. You are prepared, you will win. Seriously, and that's just it.
Okay, so congratulations to Man Barcelona. On yesterday, we defeated Real Madrid 2-1. Yes, it was a game to look for, and 12 points different now. So it sets a clear. It sets a far apart from Real Madrid. Real Madrid is now a title contender now. 12 points with just 12 games left to win the La Liga championship. So congratulations to my Barcelona. But it's great to be here, folks. Too many things are happening in Liberia. The United Party, of course, is on the spotlight this morning. Former Vice President Joseph Yuman Boaka is being talked about in the condoms of Liberia. Harris, I don't know. We don't want to buy the gossip, that are ongoing around Liberia. How Nyobli Kanga is being dashed by the former vice president, and you name it. There are people who are discussing, and that's why Harris. The last time we were on the radio, we were discussing Prince Johnson. We said Prince Johnson is the smarter political leader right now, the smarter politician. Anywhere he goes, he's been respected as per the negotiations and the rest of it. And that exactly is the gain Prince Johnson has been waiting for. But I'm not disappointed, or it is not a surprise that folks within Unity Party complain that the Papa is indecisive, the former vice president, the old man is indecisive to choose his running mate. It places you in a good position, Harris, whenever a decision of such is being made at the earlier stage. It gives you room, it opens room, it creates room for you to reconsider it when there is a confusion over your selection that will be made. Yes. So, if the vice president, the former vice president, was very instrumental indeed to have chosen his vice running mate since he departed the CPP because he felt that the CPP, the then CPP, there were elements in the then CPP that were up for destruction, and the only thing he could do was to disassociate himself from the collaborating political parties and to stand on his own as someone who would represent his party, as someone who would not dictate to him, as someone who would not just sit and then it be an all or something where people would just come out and just say something. So he wanted to be the boss for himself. And that's the reason, or that was one of the reasons why The then CPP had to disassociate. They brought about court issues, and the people had to go to court. And what they went to court for was not seen because some of the allegations against Alexander Cummings back then weren't proven. And then at the end of the day, the then Solicitor General had to throw the case outside and say, hey, gentlemen, I'm not seeing anything in this case, and the rest of it. So the various political parties went on their own, and at the end result, the Unity Party had to stand and to say, yes, we strong, and we have a side of the Liberty Party in our domain, and we believe that with the strong support of the Yomli Kangas faction, we can be a better political institution to capture the Liberian presidency. It was the thinking of the former vice president. On, and that's why the Constitution is very unique. It provides, Harris, that politically you have the right to associate and disassociate whenever you feel. So nobody is going to tie you to a political party when you no longer believe in the ideology of that political party because you feel like you can subscribe with them and you need to move on. So that's why the Constitution is very unique, and no one forced the Unity Party to stay in the then collaborating political parties. What happened? The Unity Party moved on, and they decided to do things on their own. They were building consensus and the rest of it, and boom, the Unity Party went to convention, elected few call of officers, new people to run the affairs of the party. The party been moving. The party been moving on little by little. But again, the issue of who will represent the political institution that in the wisdom of the former vice president, he thinks he is the only one that can take on the former, like say, the current president of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Dr. George Manawea. He feels because coming second in the 2017 elections to Ambassador Weah places him in a good position that he can take on the former the current regime, and at in the diamond he can also defeat the current regime with some wild margin. While even the current regime is talking about a one-round victory. But politically, if you look at the running of the Unity Party, we've said times without number that the vice president, the former vice president, has been looking for a stake that he can lay on in terms of support. Look, one of the reasons why the former vice president did not choose some of the candidates or some of the people who were suitable for the vice presidency or the vice presidential slot in 2017 was because some of the people never had the financial support to support the Unity Party in its campaign activities.
Yeah, that for sure.
So you saw the former vice president moving from counties to counties. He visited Grand Bassa prior to the 2017 elections on grounds that you were choosing the former Senate Pro Tem, Western Milton Finney, when Milton Finney had campaigned vigorously for the former vice president. There was a shirt, or there were t-shirts all in Bassa slogan, Bassa for Bwaka. The former Senate Pro Tem campaigned, and at the end result, when the man visited Grand Bassa, what was expected of him was not done. He dashed the hope of the former Senate Pro Tem, Western Milton Finney, in Grand Bassa, and he tried to move over to Nima County there was another alternative for Nimba that would have represented the party on the vice presidential slot in 2017. So what happened to Bouaka disappointing the people of Bassa the very first time in 2017, when he needed to have carried or to have chosen the former Senate Pro Tem, it did not work. He moved over to Nimba Harris. When the man moved over to Nimba, he dashed the people hope again, and he decided to go to Margibi, to choose Emmanuel Nukwe as his vice running mate. The Emmanuel Nukwe was not even expecting that whole thing. The man had gone because the man was representing district number 5 as representative, the speaker. You know that the speaker going for re-election and the rest of it.
Yeah, and that's what mainly he was focused on.
Yes. So the man went, at the end of the day, he did all the campaign stuff and thing, and then he brought Emmanuel Nukwe on board as the vice running mate, as his vice running mate in 2017. They went to the elections. Yes, because that back then they were ruling party. They came second to the TCDC with some margin. They had to go to the second round with some wild margin and the rest of it. And the Unity Party was just another political party that people could just look around here. To be fair, that was never going to be a title contender or a major contender in these elections. But on and on, the CPP, the Liberty Party that's supposed to be the most matured political party, the most matured political party when it comes to the governance space, because of the knowledge that their foreign vision barrier passed on to young people and some of the leaders within that political party. They decided to join a marriage. It is not bad to join a political marriage with other political institutions in Liberia, to say, yes, indeed, we want to join, we want to emerge so we can take on the current regime, because we feel that the current regime is not doing anything in the best interest of the country. So they decided to give Unity Party another space into the governance circle of our country. They brought Unity Party on board. The ALP, who was very instrumental to that particular effect, Benina Ure of the ALP, Arizona Cummings, the Liberty Party, they were all friendly. And evidence proof otherwise that yes, because of the collaboration, if the understanding of the CPP, the then CPP in 2020, a message was sent out. Liberians turned out to send a message that yes, they were ready for change. And with the current opposition back then in 2020, Liberia would have made a change. Liberians were going to decide in the best interest of the country. That was in 2020. They won majority seats in the special senatorial elections. Complacency and greed took over then, and at the end result, they said they had to go, people want to go on their own because they feel if they are independent, indeed they can move independently, they can make decisions, and no one will have to influence what they have to say. So the entire thing disassociated in, following the regime or the leadership of the former vice president. It was one of the areas that many people think that the former vice president did not show leadership, taking over the CPP at a time that the CPP was in a serious crisis, and then the former vice president too, being a standard bearer of a constituent political party within the collaboration, had to go to court and testify. it was another open confession that yes, the mandate that Liberians sent out, the message that Liberians sent out in 2020 needed to be like revisited. That these people were only doing this, quote unquote, because they wanted state power and they wanted to gain possession, but they weren't doing it because they meant what they said back then from 2017 to 2018, 2019 to 2020, and they needed to collaborate because they wanted to liberate Liberia in their belief. So they had to go to court. When they went to court, the entire CPP, when head of scatter and at the end of the day, Liberians decided to learn some lessons. That if 2020 was 2023, that they would have voted the CPP, but then they were united. If they would have voted the CPP, for example, to the Liberian presidency, the center could no longer hold, because right after the 2020 elections, the people decided to go their way because of grief, because of dissatisfaction and the rest of it. The former vice president has been battling the issue of who he will select as his vice running mate. And if you read the lips of the former vice president, the old man, he has said that the same selection he did in 2017, where he chose somebody who understood the essence of running as a vice running mate to him, someone who has a thinking like his and the rest of it, someone who understands like the way he does. So in 2023, nothing different from what the former vice president did in 2017 that we have seen, or we are going to see, or we will see in 2023. So the former vice president has been delaying. A showcase of not serving either as a vice running mate to Cummings in 2023 elections, when they had a collaboration, because he feels that he is the only person who can take on President Weah in the 2023 elections. So Cummings had to go his way, and Cummings feels that nobody can tell him to say, go a vice running mate, and he agrees. He feels that he can take on Ambassador Weah and win as well and become president of Liberia. So they all think independently they can move and take on Ambassador Weah and become president of the Republic of Liberia, because the Liberian people sent out a message in 2020. But hey, that message that was sent out, fellow Liberians, it was because the guys from the opposition bloc presented a picture that they were united and they were off for business. If you are off for business, what you do is put your house in order. What will cause distraction, make sure to cut it off and move, focus on what is right. So the vice president been battling with the issue of who he will select as a vice running mate in the 2023 elections. With just few months to the elections, up to press, the former vice president hasn't come out. Liberians who are predated when you had Nyombli Kanga Lawrence as someone who supports his idea to the letter. You have Benino Ure, because there were the three political parties now, since they left the then CPP. There were the three political parties now into that particular understanding. So this is what happened. So when we said Liberians could predict who the former vice president could choose, because you had Nyombli and you had Benino Ure. Benjamin Ure was sticking on the other side. He could provide the support to the former vice president if he was very, very ambitious to maybe like go as the former as the vice running mate to the former vice president. There is no doubt that the former vice president would have chosen Benina Ure over Nyobli Kanga Lawrence.
Yeah, and certainly towards that accord, I relatively when the United Party left the CPP back then, everyone felt that the three remaining parties that go their separate, that go together, that left the CPP together, that's the likes of Nyobli Kanga's faction of the Labour Party, the All Liberian Party of Benina Ure, and that of the Unity Party. Now, Liberians understood at the time that these three political leaders have had an understanding that they will support Ambassador Barker for the presidency. Then now it came to a place where everybody's thinking, then who then will Ambassador Barker suppose in return, right, to be his vice running mate? So it was a decision that Ambassador Barker would either choose from the two persons at hand. For that was clear. So Benina Ure has said his quest is to support Ambassador Barker to become the president. He's not contemplating on vice presidential slot neither, right? He has said that openly terms of our number. So then what happened is that all eyes are directed to Nyobli. Because if we are doing something one person has given us at the early stage, it presents that in all of our undertakings, I am favorable to occupy that position. And that's how it serves. So, but what is still remain questionable is that why is it that after all they have been through, Ambassador Barker is not even thinking, is not even going the way of Nyobli. He's not even thinking, he's not even contemplating that Nyobli has what it takes to become a vice president. He's not even having a second thought that Nyobli could even make a better representation towards his vice. To be
presidential,
to be his vice president, right? He's not taking into consideration that Nyobli, number one, supports what they call for women participation in politics. But having Nyobli as a vice running mate presents that your party supports what the government of Liberia, the National Elections Commission, and all international bodies calling for women's participation in politics. That's one thing. Secondly, we want to look at Nyobli currently. He has a direct influence in the political landscape of our country, of over times what she has done. So, but leave one of those folks that you both came from the struggle together up to present. They have taken bullets for you. They are defending even where to a point where you don't deserve to be defended. That now you are not even looking at them. That's what it presents. What I see is that Ambassador Barker is even over Nyobli's head. He's not even looking in her direction. So I just don't know, and that's why you place a very good scenario when you want to bring how all individuals have fallen victim of the same circumstances, that they have supported him with an understanding that he will help them. He will pick them to be his vice running mate, and in it at the end time. It proves contrary. You brought a situation of Besonga Afine. You brought a situation in Nimba, right? And so it is a normal political habit of this character we are discussing, that he would create people. He will give people the understanding that support me. I know. Let's get into this. We'll do it together. And at a dying minute, he tend to let you down. And normally the case is not. It's not different. And I want to believe that this is the same punishment she will be served.
Oh, but it is. I think Nyobli then, they spoiled the legacy of the former councillor, the late councillor, because you have your political party, right? And looking at your political party in the 2017 elections, moving forward, is that the former or the fallen vision bearer is no longer a head of that political party, and you are being entrusted. That's when you provide leadership. Nyobli did not prove a leadership skill to that particular effect, and that's why the Labour Party is the way it is today, and they will continue to be victimized in these processes.
And I want to believe that what the Unity Party, how the Unity Party sees the or the LP is that these are folks that don't understand what they want themselves.
But
right?
it's simple. It's simple
a-
because they
a
get
presenter
brought to
case-
they
a
they
presenter
get rise
case
to
that-
the Unity Party becoming popular again.
A presenter case that Nyomble is after the bigger picture. Yeah, she's yearning. Her greed is taking her towards the bigger picture. So what it does, if a father isn't concerned about settling a problem in his home, is basically after people because what he can get from them, it tells that person is irresponsible. So politically, Nyomi has proven herself to be irresponsible politically, right? Because she's failing to settle her stuff and know with her partisan where she can speak and people listen to her, right? Where when she says this, people go her way. She's failing to settle that. And after the Unity Party, because she already had a conceit in mind that she will become the next vice president.
Yeah,
that
so
it will take her to be the next vice
Is
president.
that is clear.
So she's not understanding that the chances of you dashing, scattering your home, going after the vice presidency and winning is very slim, right? What if the United Party doesn't win the 2023 elections? What if Ambassador Baka dash you and don't think you
as
as
per the
running
multiple information
Right?
we're receiving.
It shows that you're already divided. You don't have a voice. If you were, I would say, if you're going to put the house in order and be responsible, that responsible leader that has an organization that is structured, an organization that has a voice, especially building on the legacy of your vision bearer. On the legacy of the founding father, right? And transitioning, coming to marriage with the Unity Party, you're going to be respected. You know why? It will come a time that even the Unity Party will respect the MDR over you.
Oh yes. But when did the NDR even join? Started holding talk with what is it, the Unity Party? When did they start holding talk with the Unity Party?
Since the MDR realized that the folks that ought to be the closest to Ambassador Barker is a divided, is an irresponsible political group. That's the LP. So the MDR now finds a way, structure themselves in a very good one that they put Prince Johnson as a face, use him, and they believe that, in all fairness, Ambassador Barker won't see an MDR that is structured, that is far from
Man,
confusion.
it's not even being
Right?
structured.
No, but
Harris,
I'm just saying
it
that
is not about being
they strive
structured,
for
right?
For confusion.
The people
and-
within the
and
Liberty
jump over
Party, the current Liberty Party, and the current Unity Party can spend. But the people ain't got money.
for that.
Election is about fun. You need to have fun. You think what they left when they went America, they say they go, they ain't got money. If you see Ambassador Bwaka, the former vice president, he keeps delaying to pick his vice running mate. It's because he's looking for the best option that will put the best on the table. The man got money. Nyombli herself, she got money to spend on campaign before she won't be vice president. You think why the former vice president chose Nukwe in the 2017 elections? You think why he was chosen? Because Nukwe had the best option. Nukwe could prove otherwise in terms of fundings. But this is where we are. So when the Jeremiah Kuhn or the MDR out of Prince Johnson start to hold conversation, political conversation with the former vice president, man, we don't want to deep, what happened in 2017 when Prince Johnson said that it was time for Ambassador Bwaka to go and sit home because he couldn't no longer rule Liberia. He never had what it takes to rule Liberia. In fact, he was not best suited. In fact, they looted the country and it was time for them to put the Unity Party out of the system. Okay, someone will say it is a mere political talks. You hear these things during the political season and the rest of it, but that's reality. That's reality. Do not be deceived. Do not be moved sometimes by what some of the people will say. These are the same people who will come to you and will say, what we said in 2017, it was because we were on the other side. Are they serious now as it relates to what they've saying? as it relates to the changes within their talks and the rest of it? Are they serious? Have they proven to be otherwise? That yes, indeed, even if you mistakenly you gave them the opportunity, will they perform? These are the people who are in circulation. So we say, what is that? Prince Johnson did not go to the Unity Party with any different intention, but to steal the show for Nyobli Kanga. To steal the show. Because the thing is, once you gave Prince Johnson the chance, look, the Unity Party should have been very smart to read the storylines of
Definitely should have, but they are lost.
the character in question, Senator Johnson. They needed to really sit and think where they were really heading to. Because this is a man who, when he enters your political party, Harris, he wants the best part. See what happened in the CDC. This is a man who came after the coalition was birthed. 2016, the coalition was birthed. You have 3 political parties, but then the man became a major player amongst the 3 political parties he did not even sign up to that agreement. The man went on sideline agreement with Ambassador Weah, Mr. Weah, and at the end result, he told Mr. Weah what he wanted. And the man got what he wanted. The man wanted to be more powerful. Oh yes, he wanted people to work for Nima County. That divisive politics that he continues to play over and over, and people don't see it to be something that when we talk about it and people think otherwise. And he just wanted to be Prince Johnson standing in the throne, or people who would say the other way around. So the man stood within that political party. Some of the enjoyment, some of the things that even Prince Johnson got, the 2 constituent political parties within that collaboration did not get that. And that's why during the sounding, or prior to the sounding ceremony, to maintain the marriage of the 3 political parties, you saw the LPDP, you saw the MPP coming to say, hey, we are not interested in that thing. In fact, there were agreements that weren't reached, weren't lived up to, and because of that, the only way we can sign this particular political marriage to establish another relationship is when Ambassador Weah go about doing the needful. And what was the needful? To give more people jobs.
Yeah, to give more people jobs, that was it.
But what happened? Prince Johnson, because he felt that the center could no longer hold from Ambassador Weah, he decided to move out and they started to exchange words and the rest of it. Now he carried a whole wa'ala to the Unity Party. When they held the first meeting, first when the Unity Party started to celebrate Prince Johnson, first when the Unity Party started to celebrate Prince Johnson, is their political party, a serious political party? When we talk about prosecuting people when they should have taken power, when Liberians, they think that Liberians will elect them in 2023 and 2024 to take over, and then Liberians are talking about Liberians are talking about prosecuting people who committed crimes, against people. Will the Unity Party have a face to say something? Once you have Prince Johnson on that political party ticket, or having him as a major player within that particular institution, nothing about war crime code will go on in Liberia. Nothing about some of the things that the U.S. have said, that we should stop doing business with sanctioned government officials. It would just be like, we are adamant. The Unity Party would just be like a government where, because they have Prince Johnson, they need more of Prince Johnson. So anything the U.S. would say, they would just pass, by the ear and say, to hell with the U.S. government and the rest of it.
And certainly that's how it will be. And you see, we, the supporters, sometimes we are the problem most of these things back up. Because a party like the Unity Party that is dependent of its supporters, on the decisions that it will take and things and agreements that they enter into. Now, you have a character like Prince Johnson, who was denigrated, who was abused, who was scattered, who has disrespected your political leader to the higher extent. There are evidence upon evidence that prove that Senator Johnson over times have said the worst about Ambassador Parker. Right, has said everything negatively about Ambassador Parker. He has exposed some of some of the weaknesses of Ambassador Parker to a higher extent that the folks from the CDC capitalized on it. Today, they continue to say. Now to a point that he has reached that you guys, supporters of the Unity Party, saw or witnessed your political leader, in a conversation, in a political agreement with an individual and such. And you tend to heal, you tend to support, you tend to embrace such a conversation. Listen, you know what you should have done? The first thing is that you should be the one discouraging your political leader. Perhaps maybe it is because of his ambition or how grieved he is to become president down for Liberia will cause him to enter and make such decisions maybe with other people that ought to lack the character or what it takes to be, to enter into a marriage with your political institution. You should be the one discouraging that. But instead, you are all around the place and coming up to this time, you are here supporting a character like Prince Johnson. Now, what it presents is that you continue to speak against the Georgia government of corruption. You continue to speak against the Georgia government that those that are deemed to be corrupt, that the government is still doing business, still reconciling with this individual. How different does it make that you will bring that change when character that already been sanctioned that you are already into business with them as well? How will you change the situation? How will you speak of corruption that people that ought to be corrupt, people that have been rather corrupt, people that have brought it worst about on Liberia, you are there reconciled with such an individual. But yet and still you want to criticize the ruling establishment
That they
of
did
this
this.
Then where is it?
Where is the change that we all cry for?
What is it? You or the opposition said the we government has repeatedly failed to bring war crimes courts in this country. Today, if you have a conversation of a Unity Party partisan, one of the things they will say to you is that the Georgia government has repeatedly failed to initiate discussions relative to war
Prosecute
crimes.
corrupt
Yet
officials.
and still, at this stage, you haven't taken over leadership yet. Your road to taking over leadership, you're depending on those that are already corrupt, those that have all of the tinted characters you think about. You are already on the road with them. You guys are having discussion. You are leading towards the executive marshal. When you enter there together, how will you change the situation? It doesn't work. So that's why you see when people want to preach these kinds of politics, sometimes, it baffles me as a Liberian. Sometimes I want to think back and ask myself, are these guys thinking the way I'm thinking? How can a leader be, purporting to be that agent of change? And all those are surrounding that saying things to him. Listen, every leader in the world, no doubt, the decisions that they run at time, is dependent on those that surround.
Yeah, sure.
Every leader in the world.
Sure.
So Ambassador Parker is
You
no
must be
exception.
who
So no
listen.
one tell you say when they may get that thing, they may do their own thing. They may hear now. Every decision that is running is based on those that surround him.
And that's why you got the National Executive Committee.
And that's what saddened me, the likes of Henry Costa and other guys, that they and Senator Johnson, they have critiqued Senator Johnson to the highest extent.
Yeah.
That they saw the Unity Party having a conversation with an individual, they remain silent. It tells you that these guys, their advocacy is blind. Their advocacy is all about what they can get in return. It's not for the interest of Liberia. Most of them that tend to be those that tend to be, they are advocating for you. They are doing that because of what they can get in return. It's not because of what the country, it's not because of what Liberia should benefit after all. And that's why you see they are doing these things. But come to think of it, a leader who is yearning for change will only sit with people who has a character to change the situation. A leader who wants change will only look for people who are deemed to be agents of change. Is Prince Johnson an agent of change? Is Prince Johnson has what it takes to change the situation in Liberia? These are questions you must ask yourself. These are questions, vote of party, vote of, your political institution. These are questions you must ask yourself. Every Liberian, they are owed their loyalty to this country. We always seek for answer to these questions. That if we want to unseat the George Weah government democratically, we want to bring a change. Today we speak of Liberia, corruption has taken over all of our sectors. Today we want to speak of Liberia, that those that have been sanctioned, that the government is still reconciling with them, the government is still doing business with them. It's completely wrong, it's unacceptable. We can't do it. We can't build a Liberia where those that have stolen from the country, those that continue to steal from the country, has been sanctioned, has been taken from the public space, but yet and still they are going their way, yet and still they see the president every time they want to, they have discussions with the president every time they want to. We in the opposition say we want to change that situation. We in the opposition say we want to bring different, we want to change the whole narrative that once you have been you are brought up to or you have been exposed, obviously we don't do business with you. How will you change that situation when you have folks like President Johnson making decisions at the back? You have folks like President Johnson that will be telling your president, Ambassador Branca, that, hey, listen, our agreement that we signed call for this. Don't do this, don't do this, do this.
And there's no way that President Johnson can get on the party ticket without going through agreements and giving a bigger share. But Harris, these things happen because there are few things that political institutions have failed to realize. One has to do with political party being institutionalized in our country. Once political parties are institutionalized, the ordinary people, even down to the sweeper, will have a say into the party, right? For example, if somebody is to join the party, you're not just going to sit around the table with National Executive Committee, the other committee, but the ordinary people who are the due payers. How many political parties we have in Liberia, all the partisans can pay that due? How many political parties we got here? Even down to the ruling establishment. The other time they had to do rally. He said we got to find something for the chairman, they had to do rally here and there. But once you have a political institution, fellow Liberians, that is institutionalized, that the ordinary people, before a decision is made, the sweeper that people overlook within a system must have a say into that decision. Like that, across in the sense where when there is an error, you people can sit back on the drawing board and correct that error. But if you just sit on the top, at the top and at the end result, you run out the decision you feel like it is necessary, and negatively it has a trickle-down effect on those who are supporters of the party. At the end result, when something happens, they will dress back. If you have political parties that the members, down to the sweeper, are paying due on a monthly basis, and at the end result, for example, you have the Unity Party, that all of the members within the Unity Party paying due, monthly due. You think Prince Johnson will just come with Jeremiah Kuhn to take over the Unity Party and say, okay, I want for the men to go advance running made to Ambassador Bwaka, when even the sweeper there, money is in that political party, and then they are able to fund their campaign activities. The Unity Party was established since 1984. July 27 of this year, we made Unity Party 39 years. 39 years since its establishment. But this is a political party that doesn't even have a political headquarters on her own. They're still into rented properties. They're moving from here and there. They're renting, right? The Unity Party, since 1984. You think when you have a party that is well structured, and then the janitors who believe in the party are paying due, the sweepers, the ordinary people, the youths are paying dues within that political party, you think people will just come out and just run on any decision.
No, certainly
One
they-
political party is that's proving otherwise is they help the People's Liberation Party. The People Liberation Party, because of the death of Dr. Daniel Cassell, is that political party can no longer stand because the man was the sole financier of that particular political institution. Because the man was the sole financier of that political institution. Because of that, the man is no more. The people had to turn the party over
Yeah,
to
to the ruling gospel.
the CDC. So you see how even when the ordinary people were paying due, if they had direct say within a party, that yes, even in the absence of the political leader, there are men, there are women, there are people who can still run that political party, right? When everybody paying due, everybody have a direct say, but in Liberia it's on the contrary. Liberia is on the contrary, where once you are the political leader, the vision bearer of that political party, when you put money there, nothing can happen.
Nothing can happen.
Even the AMC that we're talking about here today,
Yeah, but that's the same thing that's
when
happening
Cummins leaves the state, the ANC will not just stand independently. They will have to emerge with somebody out of the party because they want to get something for themselves. That what happened to the LPDP? What is stuff? The People's Liberation Party.
Liberation Party.
That what happened to them? Because Dr. Daniel Cassell passed, and there was no one. The party was not structured in a sense where it will sustain them, and then continuation say, okay, let's see how best we can feature someone more stronger into the political space or into the campaign. That's exactly what is happening within the Unity Party. The people ain't got money to spend. The last time, they were having some kind of program, the former vice president, $700 US budget, my brother, for the men to approve that budget. Those who were heading that committee, just $700 US. The man had to ask all the questions. The other one, delay. The man ain't got money to spend. So he wants somebody who will stand by him to say, yes, we got to do the thing together. You bring your own, I bring my own, then we'll spend. And now Nyombli Kanga, they've been victimized. And then we hearing people say, Nyombli Kanga, when we're not even carry her, the same people from the Unity Party now, they running on Facebook, will make a Senate protein. Who told you that you will win the election before you become Senate protein? Yeah, who told you that you will win the election because you become Nyombli Kanga, if you know what we know now, all you need to do, go back to your Liberty Party guys, you settle your dispute. It is not late.
Yeah, that's the only solution for
Go back to your guys, you settle your dispute. One of the reasons why you think the people are playing on you, it is because you guys are divided. And Ambassador Bwaka will not prove us wrong. I'm telling you, Ambassador Bwaka will not prove us wrong. Ambassador Bwaka will not select Nyombli Kanga Lawrence as his vice running mate. As per the multiple information received, he will not select Nyombli. Nyombli ain't got money to spend. That's number one. Nyombli ain't got money. The man wants somebody who will spend money. And at the end result, you ride on that glory and then they move. People within the Unity Party can attest that the party doesn't even have money.
Yeah, certainly the party is struggling. And Parker, this is one of the areas that really bothers me, right? That a party will, after 12 years has already established, after 12 years as a governing party, still struggling, even something as $700 budget, $700 US budget was a serious
get paid a minimum.
serious constraint for the guys. It really bothers me. So what I was thinking is that the guys don't collect deal from their members, or all of the deals collected. How is it being used?
Man, the party is not real. It's not really structured.
But like you said, it is good, and that's one of the things in our body politics we must try for. That we need to institutionalized this whole thing about political parties in Liberia. Imagine how the guys killed the dreams, the aspirations, the vision of Dr. Cassell in that PLP. I had a recording that Cassell said he wouldn't allow himself with any failed or recycled politicians in Liberia. That was a vision. That was one of the things he strived for, that he was striving for in Liberia politics until he passed off. That today, the guys have compromised, that the guys have turned their back from what the vision bearer. Tell me, how will you prosper your political life? Even when he is in his grave, he's grieving. That's the same thing what happened with the Liberty Party. One of the reasons why you see the whole Liberty Party thing, they stay in confusion because to where Councillor Bromsky is, he's grieving. That he felt he left his party, he left his political institution in the hands of people that were responsible. Because responsibility is knowing what to do and doing it. So he felt that he had left his institution in the hands of those that are responsible, those that understand what he wanted. But instead, he left the party in the hands of people that don't even able to manage themselves. So it grew up to a point where they will have to, they will have to, turn their back that having a political institution that will stay amongst equal. And you know what it takes to be an opposition? And to be an opposition you have a you are critical, right? Especially like the leaders of the Liberty Party at the time. They're almost equal. It serves you in a very right position. Even if you're going to conduct yourself and remain an opposition political party that stands for what you want. Especially the next of the Liberty Party at the time was a political institution that focuses on the rule of law, that Liberia should be in order. And currently we see injustices continue to prevail in our society. So if you're going to remain on that fortune, that legacy of your funding leader, you don't think you're going to gravitate to a point where those that you are running behind will be the one running behind you.
But this is where we are.
But what we are, instead of you position yourself in a place where, you see what happened, the United Party is running after the MDR.
Oh, yes.
The United Party should be...
Not the NDR running after the United Party.
The United Party should be
running...
people
want somebody who can spend
The United Party should be running after the Liberty Party. That, hey, we need your support. We understand the strength you have. We understand you have the number. Thing. But instead, you have... you have confused your mind.
Nobody needs to do the needful.
You imagine you will listen to nobody say, in the corridor that they want to choose me as vice president. When they choose me, I don't have anything. It's a decision that I bring people. I will take that. Come on. You have exposed yourself to a very high extent that the people know that you can raise anything to become vice president.
But that was the reasons why one of the reasons why the lady was not determined, right, to have settled the ongoing dispute within the Liberty Party. And that's why you saw Musa Bility then go in the other side and the rest of it. I think it was just better they stay with the ANC and then they move, because what she was even thinking on when I hope. She organized the unity process. There was a event. There was this event in Buchanan in order to prove her political strength. But the old man is not looking at that thing
at all.
The old man is not looking at that thing. And one of the reasons why it is happening like this, like we said, is because since 1984, 39 years running the Unity Party in Nigeria political party headquarters, you should be the most matured political party now as it relates to the running of things in the right way, because people there, the ordinary people, do not have a say. You only have executive committee members making all of the decisions. The ordinary people who will support the party in the various corners are being left out. So they just like, once the people take the decision, so say one, so say all, everyone will follow.
Everyone follow.
If you run political institution like that, then you are not ready, because the ordinary people are the ones who can make the vote to count. They are the people who can stand firm to say, yes, This is my political party. And I will encourage people. How many of them can even talk to people? The guys that in the BP guys that can be riding the cars and the rest of it. How many of them can even engage people? How many of them living in a community that is populated that they will step down one day to encourage people to support their political institution? The ordinary people are the ones. They are the people who have been chalked for here and there. So these people cannot be overlooked in a political understanding. But in Liberia, we'll continue to make the same mistake over and over, and then we accept and we think that we expect different results. It doesn't work that way. Not today, not tomorrow, not even days to come. So, like we said, the old man will not prove us wrong by choosing Nyobli Kanga Lawrence. The old man will not prove us wrong by choosing Nyobli Kanga Lawrence. The old man will go for somebody who has the physical catch to sponsor the entire party. If you like it, you not like it, that's it. If you like it, those of you from the Unity Party, if you like it, you not like it, that's it. Nyobli Kanga has stayed a very long time with the Unity Party. She has supported, even she decided to sell her party for people to chew her political institution as a chicle. People ill discussed her political party in this country because she was aiming at something. There was no way that she and Benina Yue could go to that particular something when talking about popularity, then Benina Yue win or no. The way Benina Yue gonna win, gonna use the physical cat. The man gonna use the physical cat if he really wanted to be vice president. There is no way that the former vice president would have chosen anyone over Benina Yue.
Benina Yue had opened up that he didn't want any position.
Yeah, he may say he didn't want the position. He didn't want the position, so he doesn't want to, contest. He was just support the Unity Party, the standard bearership of Ambassador Weah. But again, like we said from the onset of this conversation, why it is important to choose your vice running mate at the earlier stage is it creates room to reconsider date when there is one to reconsider. Right?
Oh, yeah.
It creates room that people who have bad feelings, that why you did not choose this particular person, it creates a room where you can recall these people to the drawing board and tell them this is why we did it, or was because of this why we decided to choose this person. Right away, you can convince the people to come on board, maybe like say 1 year.
Yeah.
Then the person you choose now, you people can work together. The two of you can work together with the likes of the other supporters around. Move from areas to see how best you can brand the ticket. But if you continue to delay and say 5 months to election before you choose, people will go away. Some people can get vested at 6 months.
Yeah.
Some people in a political institution, when they get vested at 6 months, at 7 months, 8 months, some people 1 year, 2 years. So what more for people who are in the Unity Party who are now accept ambassadors, let's say Boaka's decision that will be made anytime from now, that they will have to disassociate, disengage from all of the activities of the party to go on their own. And for Ambassador Boaka to bring them back, it will take a longer time in campaign. Where will he be focused now to get these people on board and at the end result trying to campaign to sell his political party ticket to the Liberian people, thinking that he is the best alternative. So that's why it is always necessary. Choose your running mate ahead of the process, where when there is a problem, you guys can sit on the table to settle whatsoever problem that will come out. But you want to be delaying because at the end of the day, as soon as you chum the bomb, then you stay fighting now to hold it so. Look, what happened in 2017, that yes, the Unity Party came second to the CDC. The elections commission not keeping those numbers.
Yeah.
The election commission not changing those numbers, that you think that yes, you will go in first round or second round with Unity Party with the CDC. There are political parties that are coming up that can emerge as second as well to go, as a runner-up to the runner-up to the CDC. That you can also take into consideration. But it becomes more embarrassing when a crucial process is at hand and you have people who are to decide are indecisive because you don't want for one or two persons to feel bad and want to do it to the last minute, the dying minute. And that's when you sell yourself more that you cannot be chosen because you weren't real in your decision-making process. And that's when people will not take you serious because there are people who are with you now. My goal. Oh yes, there are people who are with you will obviously leave the party because the decision that will be made, can what made, eh? There are people who will leave the Unity Party. There are people who will not support Ambassador Bwaka choosing what is guy name? Jeremiah Kun as vice running mate. There will be people who will oppose Ambassador Bwaka choosing Henry Costa as vice running mate. There will be people who will oppose Ambassador Bwaka for choosing
Nyomli Kanga. Paco, like you said it, I just don't know. We have less than 7 months to the elections. The thing about the Unity Party at this time, you already know your opposition, their strength. Say they are your opponent. You already know their ticket. You know already the CDC is George Weah and that of Jura Howard. That for sure. That's the CDC ticket. How bad it is when you come out with your ticket, right? Announcing your vast tender bearer. Like you said, it helps direct your decision. You listen to your audience, I know your supporters, the different feedbacks you received, right, from them as to whether they support the person you have chosen, whether they are not in support of that person. I mean, the different reactions that come out. Then from there, it helps you. One of the importance about it is that it helps your ticket, it helps the people get familiar with your ticket, right? For instance, if you choose this person as a vice running mate, I know the ticket Baka and this person, we are in Jua, right? And that's the name of the ticket.
Yeah. But since 2017, the people knew that vice running mate.
The people are familiar with that. So you can come out too. You can have your name. Come out with your with your vice running mate. But like you said, the issue of finance is very critical.
Yeah, but you need finance. The paper
is afraid.
The man is stuck on the mad. The man is tight.
That any decision he make right now to announce a vice running mate, if that person is not financially, financially strong, all right, it affects his chances of becoming president. That's how he think about the situation. He's not thinking that they like people and they want to focus. He's focused on. And that's why you see he's afraid. Up to this time, he's yet to choose his running mate. And also, maybe the process will extend up to the end of the month. Perhaps we'll go in next month.
No, they said the man that we remember choosing.
They said last week so happy. Nothing happened last week.
But the man will not prove us wrong. That I can tell Liberian people.
For sure.
The man will not prove us wrong. So that thing, Nyomli Kanga. We got to go to the telephone lines, but let's notice those of you watching this morning. Maurice, I would like to say good morning. Maurice, thanks for joining us. Papi Keita, he follows from the... Maurice is following from, he said, I'm following from the office of the Disappointed Citizen Association of Liberia, Johnsonville, Painesville City. Papi Keita says, good morning, of Liberia-VOL, CDC, Papi Keita, from Duport Road. Emmett Harmon following live this morning from Kakata City. Thanks for joining us, Emmett. Mohammed Idea Conan, good morning, guys. I'm currently following from Kakata. George Wongway says, good morning, guys. I'm following live from Johnsonville. George Lamadan says, good morning. April Parker and Harris Bailey. I'm following from the headquarters of Citizens Action Movement. District 6. Valuable Victor says, good morning, Parker. Yes, good morning. Alaji Dawan says, good morning, viewer. Keep up the good work. Chris says, good morning, guys. I'm following. And Emmanuel S. Bobo, good morning. Emmanuel S. Bobo following from my home in Jacobtown, St. Francis Rural Community, with a lot of other folks watching as well. So we'll activate the phone lines now, 0770 907 907 0880 907 907 are the numbers, and those of you following us out the country, you can call us plus 231 775 1891 93 are the numbers, and you will be live on this radio.
Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Anybody to that program choose?
What's your name now?
Eh?
What's your name first?
Emmanuel Noah.
Emmanuel, you call from where?
Governor Street Single.
Let's hear you, Emmanuel.
Yeah, anybody to the program choose to defeat George Weah. Government is a real president.
So anybody choose him?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So we take more calls on this conversation this morning. 0770-907-907, 0880-907-907. This present on the line. Oh, what's happening? Okay, so we'll take your calls at 0770 907 907 0880 907 907 plus 231 775. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Solomani Jala, calling from Bajir Factory.
Let's hear you, Solomani. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
My brother, let me tell you the truth. When Joseph Boaka saying taking Emmanuel Nukwe, let me say, yeah, Emmanuel Nukwe.
No, Emmanuel, we're not in the picture.
When you take different person other than Yombly, serious split. I can see it. That's a serious split. You shouldn't even think in that direction. You know how the woman boy and Takote on the line for that puppy? You know what you went through? If your grandfather is hoping that you will be running back to him.
But it will not be a strange thing when the woman Boaka does the people of Baza hope for the second time.
Brother, thank you, because me, I see.
Let's talk to this person. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, my brother. I'm DT. We're calling from District 17.
Let's hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. The program is very interesting this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I see is that I want to believe the opposition are confused, and they will remain in that confused state until we are winning again the second time. You know, it's so saddening to see someone that is standing behind you day and night, then surprisingly, you're going to select someone that is not even in the picture. And the reason that Papa is doing that, he won't cry. He feel that Nema Kante can give him a lot of vote. But he's not calculating to know the person in question that I'm bringing. What are the person when I affect any my party or divide my party? He's not looking at that. He only want to cry. So he be there when you get Nema, you get Lofa, you get Banga, and you mean that he win election. But I can tell you when he make that decision, the whole party will split. They will divide. Trust me, they will divide.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you. Okay. Boaka will not prove us wrong. We talked to this person online too. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you. What's your name?
Thank you. This is Edward Spencer Intro. I call you from everything here in Tuburu.
Let's hear you.
And I'm going to follow your program this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see this. I'm a supporter of the Liberty Party, and I also support Joseph Boaka for the presidency, right? And, hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Anybody in New Zealand will always support why you should have support St. Laurent. But let me say this. Look, the level of leverage that St. Laurent brings to the table is huge. St. Laurent has been there. And St. Laurent right now, if you look at the two top center in Liberia right now, you cannot draw St. Laurent in. St. Laurent has been admired by most people, even inside or outside Liberia. Jeremiah Kong is a little known Jeremiah Kong in the Makante. Without Prince Johnson, take Prince Johnson away for Jeremiah in nothing. Even for Jeremiah to win a central election in the Makante, they have to go to court with either conclude where. And even the winner election is still not clear out to the staff. That would not even show that Jeremiah won an election through free and fair manner. What made for Prince Johnson to lead Georgia today? Prince Johnson was one of the prison president. We are all around the place. Just because of some little misunderstanding and whatsoever, now automatically, we have become a bad apple now in bad there. What is the campaign message that is carrying to the people down there? Jeremiah Kwan not being one of the guys that figure on national issue. He's been quiet. So now looking at the Makani has your one Congo contesting for the presidency. Are you telling me now that your one Congo who is the man of character, are contesting in the market to for go to one Congo to go for a far running mate, or men are contesting on a ticket. Are you really serious? And don't get me wrong. TVC have made serious strides in the market. TVC have huge support in the market. Are you telling me that Jeremiah Kun Prince Justin Paul same brand? No one guy here and same brand. If you carry one guy in the market in a by election. What is the assurance that of people can have that if I'm letting Jeremiah Kun will make that entire market will go on him?
Boga ain't got money. One
It's
people
a
who
rate.
got money.
It's a serious rate. For me, as I'm saying this, I will support the ticket if you feel like Jeremiah Kun, but I will not go defend any Jeremiah Kun that I know. Here to defend. The people say paying power for 12 years, not do nothing. You have to defend. You have to say, oh, you now well, other one we have to defend it. Then you bring your offensive candidate again to put in for you to contest a lot. You to defend session, defend 12 years, defend 08, other one. That's a huge package.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you.
The guy just put it right.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sally, and good morning to the people of the people in the station. Good morning to my leader, Pakistan. This is Activate Martin Render, and I do join the voice of Liberia family this morning from CEO, the biggest and largest center you can find in the
Martin, to the point.
Thank you. Honestly, as a student of political science at the African Medical Festival University, I've come to realize that in fact there are three things that give you a successful win in politics. That is strategies, number, and finance. If you were to look at the Joseph Walker putting on a microscopically, you will come to realize that in fact all of those needs that have been put for us or that have been put for withdrawing Imam Walker, those needs at no point in time can deliver Liberia and Liberian people. However, I have a bastard blood. My mother is from grandmother county. At no point in time, if you were to fair to like Waka and Yomi Kanga, they will weep us in the we are. That's a fair ticket. At no point in time, if you were to fair to like Waka and Jeremiah Kun for Nima County, that's a fair ticket. The only person two Makun Poroko are that see that in fact that will weep us in this country, join Waka and the Grand Kumi. What do I mean by that? Waka has a number. In politics, you need number. And the Kumi has the money. In politics, you need money. The strategy will be provided by the two sides for analysis. When we get to a campaign, you will see that in fact, if Waka and Kumi compare, those people will win for the way overwhelming it. So if people will come and just say that in fact,
But hello,
yeah.
Normally, what is that? McLean consider the entire thing the way it is. There is no way that normally all this stuff ANC, Alexander Cummings and Bwaka will go on one ticket. So, so just establish the fact and accept the result the way it is.
Okay, but let me say this to you now. Whether you like it or not,
Whether I like it or not,
I'm still optimistic that in fact, if Waka can reach out to Kumi in this time, they can resolve all of those who value arguments that are against them, and then they can put a Liberian people in.
on what basis? On what basic?
Yes, the basic now. Yes, the basic. What am I looking at with my political eye? If you follow a recent. If you follow a recent, there was a slow pace in political meter between the guys from the United Party and the guys from the ANC. It just recuperate when you saw that the name of whom start to surface.
So it tells that the center could no longer hold as per your example.
You cannot say that.
But you just admitted, McLean, you just admitted as per the practical scene of what happened. So there's no way that it can hold and the rest of it. Let's just consider the way it is.
I don't want for you to turn it. Who are not real political science. I'm a student of political science.
But you really, I think that political science, you really also done right now. You got to be practical in Liberian politics.
I have little time. Let me conclude.
No, but you can tell me. You can.
Let me conclude.
Go ahead, McLean.
Yeah. At no point in time you can say this can never happen or this will happen in politics. No. politics, there's no permanent friend, there's no permanent enemy in politics. So, it can be in a damn minute, don't even Baka and Kumis can compare. That can happen for fact. I'm saying, yeah, so the new party.
Have you read the lips? Have you read the lips of the two individuals in question as per their political understanding and what they want to do? Have you read their lips?
Yeah.
What do you get from Cummings? Is it a Cummings? Is it a
coming out? The people of WhatsApp, the audience of WhatsApp are listening to activist material. You are aware that some of our follow politics down to the people at the base. I understand Baka a lot, and I understand Cummings a lot. If two of them were to pay now, I can tell you for a show.
It is a condition. It is a condition. You're not talking about if two of them were to pair now. We're talking about, have you read the lips of the two individuals in question and sometimes analyze what they have said over the time that Ambassador Bouaka is saying he is the only one that can take on George Weah, and then Cummings on the other hand is saying he is not going to serve as vice president to anybody.
That is the political sweetness, or that is the political pattern in the proceeding. What I am saying here,
I mean, I think you didn't. It was. I mean, you have exhausted your time.
Oh shit.
McLean, yeah, McLean. If the reality is saying 0770 907 907. 08809079. You need not to be a political scientist or the political science you're reading at UMU you're talking about before you know that people will call for Unity Party and ANC to go. Nobody, even the person who just turned 17 who will want to see a change, or maybe like they think that they don't support the current regime, will want to see AMC and the Unity Party going. But is it possible? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Just away from your receiver. Let's hear you. What's your name?
My name is Harris A. Floman, calling from Nan Street.
Let's hear you, Harris.
District number 8.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we are looking at it. Let Mayfi Baka trying to choose a running mate. Currently now, we are looking at Mayfi now to select a running mate. But who would be a running mate that will be successful? That is my question. It's a 1 million question.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
We'll talk to this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Hey, my name is Levi. I'm calling from Peaceville.
Let's let you.
Let's
hear you.
I listened to your show this morning. You guys, it's very incredible, and the discussion is very important for Liberian people to listen to. The issue of Joseph Bouaka, Ambassador Bouaka is supposed to know better. He has been in the political arena for so many years. And it's kind of disappointing if you see this old man trying to make wrong decisions that will take this country backward. Now, here is my take. And if you are recalling this conversation, 5-6 years from now, you will play my voice and you listen to this. The Liberian people, they have one choice to make. And Joseph Bouaka has to make that decision. And the decision that Joseph Bouaka will make the coming week, it will affect this country. If I could advise Joseph Bouaka, the best person as a running mate, no matter money or what, that the Liberian people are yearning for right now, will be Councillor Gonglo. There are many facts and reasons to that. People don't understand. They think that Liberian people, the man don't have money, the man is this, the man is that. But there are people, credible people in this country that are thinking about the future of this country. Look at where they are today after 5 years. Look at how they're looting this country. What happens if if Boyka take Yombli Kanga as a running mate, what does Yombli Kanga know about government? Why people are so naive in this country? What does she know about government? If something happened to Ambassador Boyka tomorrow, can she stand up for this country? It will be the same old judgment thing. And people will go back to the same old story. But I'm warning Ambassador Boyka to make the right decision for the Liberian people.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We talk to this person. Good morning. Let's hear you. What's your name? Hello.
Yeah?
Good morning. Let's hear you. Okay, this person on line 2. We'll talk to this person. Good morning. You address away from your receiver. Hey.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Good morning. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
Good morning to you and good morning to the Voice of Liberia family, particularly the workaholic CEO of this noble institution. And first of all, for the recognition, I'm Poka Rapport. And I joined you this morning from a comfortable resident on the capital bypass.
Okay, Poka, go ahead.
Thank you. And I'm very affiliate, humble, and preferred gratified to be on one of the Liberia platform at about this hour. And the topic is very fascinating and worth discussions. But my thought is draw towards our old father that said, our old, let's say our old folks that said, if you want to know, the Christmas will be better and it will be very, very interesting and sweet. You will know it from the easy. I repeat, or another way, I reiterate. If you want to know the Christmas will be fun, you will know it from the east. What does that mean? I mean, if you see at this point of time, what would they get a few days, not quite a month. You're looking at it as a month, but it's a few days to the football field, few days to the National Sports League. Everybody in the top of Liberia, even outside the world, is participating, watching. Up to now, the people of the opposition, even the purported opposition, have not brought their thing here. What does it say to you? Eh? It just says to you that people is not in readiness to lead this country. That's a clear manifestation. That's a clear manifestation that the people is not in readiness.
Sometimes it will be the other way around, where the people will sit and then they get the best ideas, and once they come out, they come out.
What do you call? Anyway, I know that you will never play the devil advocate because that's your theory. Yeah, that's your duty. But let me say this to you: for the master congress, the master coalition of democratic change, we are very, very optimistic that the people of Liberia have resolved to go back to the ballot box and vote for the maintenance of payment of fee, the maintenance of payment of free tuition, the maintenance of paying.
Okay. All right, Poka.
Our moral transfer in a trouble situation.
Thanks for joining us, Poka.
To vote for the decentralization of healthcare.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So this is Good Morning Liberia. My name is April and Parker. Harris is here as well. We'll talk to this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
My name is Abraham Wajen, is calling from Papa.
Abraham, let's hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. What I want to say this morning, we want to ask Joseph Boyka to see that someone good or wrong with him. I leave for him to get rid of the particular property government. We're not looking for who is there, oh, someone good or wrong with him. So did want Liberia?
Okay, so you don't care what is the who you care about, you just want somebody, huh?
Yeah. Only one good person.
Okay. Yeah. 0770907907 0880907907 are the numbers. This person, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, let's hear you. What's your name? You say your name? Okay, let's hear you.
I'm on the 2 New York calling the morning. No. I call Costa.
Now, Costa, me will carry, eh?
And also, well.
Okay. All right, Papa. Thank you. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you. Go ahead. What's your name?
But someone calling from Brother to be
Go ahead. Let's hear you. Just away from your receiver.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just listening to your talking point.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact with me is that Walker, like what somebody was saying, from the initial stage, if Walker could have carried coming, it could have been a best ticket. But the point is that you see everybody carrying their ego. And people are greedy. Nobody wants to be the tip of the arrow, and this is where the problem is. And the only thing is that if he carries maybe Jeremiah Kuhn, I think it will be a good ticket. Why? Because Yombly could have been in the photo, but if Yombly carry Yombly, it will be a hindrance to his election. Why? Because Yombly and the Liberty Party is in court, and the most ability faction will carry that particular the Madam Lawrence to court, so it will hammer the election of.
I don't want to believe that particular thing is an option to Bwaka now selecting Nyombli on the ticket of the Unity Party as vice runner.
No, it's an option, sir, because what happened? Just follow the scenarios of Bani Samukai.
That whole thing that is opened is a political theater that they are running here and there. Today we'll do the other one, tomorrow do the other one. Let's
yeah, but if indeed she's been selected as a running mate, and at the end of the day, she will be representing the Liberty Party, faction of the Liberty Party, and the ability will carry the case to court. And how would that be?
That's how you see it. So for that, they shouldn't carry her, right?
No.
Okay.
So I think, the point is that Jeremiah Kuhn could be the best person, at least that they can rub shoulders together and see how to best, carry all the elections. Thank you very much.
Are you a member of the Unity Party?
Well, I'm a member of the Divided Liberty Party anyway. Because, yes, and they have discouraged some of us.
Oh, which side you wear now? Which side you wear the Musa Bedete fashion?
The minister.
You were on the Bedete fashion or the Nyombli fashion?
The minister.
I bet, but as far as I know, Yombli is the chairman for is the Senate bearer, and Ability is the chairman for the party. So I say brother not both, and because they are in crisis, some of us we are taking sabbatical until other than that we'll make our decision as time go by.
Thank you. And that's why it is important, Harris, for the people who are in the party to make decisions.
Yeah.
The decisions that will be made in a political party should also be approved by the ordinary people. Like that, you run a government of inclusion. You run a political institution of inclusion. But if you run a political institution that excludes people who you just consider to be ordinary, people who you just consider to be mere supporters, tomorrow when you get to the level of the presidency, that's the same way you will run the government. That's the same way you will get people on board who are of a top qualities and leaving the people who put you there, forgetting the interest of the ordinary people. So now you get, I remember say, we want government or inclusion from the political party level. That's when you will know whether a political party ascending to power or leadership, going to leadership will do government or inclusion. We'll take a few calls on this one, and at 9:30, we transition to the issue of the biometric voter registration exercise that begins on today. Yes, so we will definitely go out. There are a few things that are coming as well. They see opposition again. They own it. So we'll take more calls right here. 0770-907-907, 0880-907-907 are the numbers. We'll take your calls and we'll transition coming up very shortly in 5 minutes time. This is Good Morning Liberia. My name is April Parker. Harris is here and we are together running this conversation up to 10 o'clock. We'll take this call.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Let's hear you.
How are you?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I've been listening to the talk show throughout. My brother, let me sincere, eh? This opposition, they are not ready. They are not ready at all because yes, they will get there a few days from now. This mountain is not yet far. I mean, these people, Alexander Kume, that said, I don't think they are ready up to this. Then, first of all, they are fully like when people in the back in the election, they brought live, they said they were going to be the truth, and today they are nothing. Seriously. So I don't think we were able to rule this country because just common an organization, which is the CPP, these people cannot able to heal themselves. These people separate themselves up to this time. They cannot stay structured. So how it is possible for Alexander Kumi to go as a bystander player on a Joseph Block? It's not possible, my brother. It doesn't work.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you. The name of your call from.
I'm calling from Yokohama. My name is Fatu Kamara.
Yes, hear you, Fatu.
Our concern about I know that say on the land. Our concern must be the one that the country going, people die, criminal killing people taking drugs. All get to have foot all over as I said again, get to be I mean get to forward where you must be taking drugs. I will be out for that. A monastery that I must be worried about Joseph Wakai running the yeah, anybody Joseph Wakai choose to tell them for on top of me I will agree. So I want to tell you.
Thank you. I think that's exactly what you needed to say. You don't choose what kind of conversation we bring on the radio anyway.
Okay.
07709079070 08809079070. Do it shortly, like you said. We transition to the second final segment of the show. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Bama from calling about Faji.
Go ahead, boy, man.
Yeah. Faji.
Go ahead, man. Hello.
I think we gotta leave Boima out. Yeah. We'll take a break, Harris. Let's get to Telesel Liberia. Let's take a message from Telesel Liberia. We'll come on and we transition to the voter registration exercise, the biometric voter registration exercise.
Oh my word.
Telesel Liberia. I think you can just play for the place there. Just pause that place there. Pause that.
Are you tired with slow internet? Do you want super fast and affordable internet? Telecel Liberia is here to provide all your internet service needs. The internet is moving at a fast pace, and only super fast internet speed can help you keep up. At Telecel, our internet packages are divided into distinct categories: Mega, Optimal, Premium, Elite, and Big Business that suits kids, universities, schools, hotels, beaches, homes, offices, urban areas, and much more. Anything is possible with Telecel Liberia. Get your own streaming box for Netflix, Amazon Prime, Showmax, and more. At Telecel, our amazing 24-hour customer service is there to help you with all your needs. Telecel Liberia, super fast speed, 24 hours technical support team, the best broadband and fiber optic internet service in Liberia. For more information, please call 0770-399-399 or 0881-399-399. Or stop by our office on 3rd Street, Syncor, opposite the Carter Center and GLZ building. Visit our website, telecelliberia.com. Email us at info@telecelliberia.com. Telecel Liberia, the best internet service provider, is here for you. Telecel Liberia, connecting the unconnected.
I want to flex my love. I want to impress.
Okay, this on Good Morning Liberia, 104.1. And it's great to be here. Speaking in the best interest of Liberia. Well, the process is on, and as per the information that the National Elections Commission sent out, some part of last week as it relates to the conduct of the voter registration exercise, the biometric voter registration exercise. It is the right of Liberian under the Constitution to exercise their political right, knowing who to vote for, and the rest of it. The right to participate into a given election in Liberia is being protected by the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. And because the Constitution is the organic law of the state, it becomes more powerful, where the citizens are those who give the power to those who want the power. That's the beauty, and that's how powerful the Constitution is. But before you can exercise this political right as a citizen of Liberia, those who have reached the age 18 and above, number one, are those who are eligible to participate in any given election as per what the Constitution has spelled out to be your right as citizen of this country. This is where we are. It is your power to either vote or not to vote people you don't want. It is your power, it is your right to vote for somebody you want, and it is also your power not to vote for somebody you don't want. So that's how unique and powerful you are as a citizen. But like we said, it can only happen when you are a citizen of Liberia, aged 18 and above, and you go and do your registration. Fellow Liberians, we passed by this morning to let you know that this 20th day of March, the National Elections Commission has started the biometric voter registration exercise, and the first phase of the counties that are involved will go to the process from now, from March 9th, that's from March 20th to the 9th of April. So meaning from the 20th of March up to the 9th of April. Monserrato, Grand Bassa, Magibi, Bombing, Grand Kitmount, Bapulu are the first 6 counties. So the biometric voter registration exercises are in 2 phases. The first phase, we have 6 counties, and the remaining counties coming up in the second phase that will begin on April, I think, 9, the rest of it, going to April 10 and the rest of it. But it is important that as a citizen of Liberia, whether you are disappointed, you are disenchanted, it is your right to register and vote. Once you register as a citizen of Liberia, you have that political right to say, okay, Mr. S, we'll put you in power, but you not do anything. So for that reason, we'll take it from there. It is your right. You'll be voting for 15 senators. And you'll also be voting for 73 representatives. All of the representatives that are elected in 2017 will be out. They will start coming to your doorstep. Someone then started coming. Someone then they left your area for 5 years, 6 years since you're elected them. Only because they want to be re-elected, you see them going back in your community. They say they're building roads, they're building bridges. So the only way you think, or the only authority to deny them for, you can't stop me from participating, but the only way you think, or the only authority to deny them from going back to the Capitol building is when you register. When you register, and then on October 10, you go and vote. 15 senators, if you know a model 15 senators, some of them there, since you elected them, 5 years they abandon you, they're not taught anything in your interest, but because when they say election coming, so they're moving around and they're moving from here and there, they say they won't build it one, they won't build school, in fact they will build roads. If you know they not do anything, it is about time that you go and register. Those of you in Magibi, those of you in Montserrat, those of you in Bombing listening to us, Grand Bassa, Baporu, Grand Cape Mount, it is your time now to either vote them out or lead them there. That is when you know that they are not performed. And we want to talk to, we're receiving multiple information, fellow Liberians, that people who haven't done anything at all, but they still want to represent you. People who are in the community who think that, yes, the other person hasn't done well and they want to represent you. Nobody, we repeat, nobody should come to you and tell you, say, let's leave from here and go Magibi to register, and you agree to it. Nobody should take you from Mosorado and carry you bombing, put you in truck and carry you bombing to say, let's go register in bombing. I will give you $10, I'll give you $20. You agree to it. When you do that, you have compromised the future of your children. You've compromised the dying future of Liberia for $20, 3,200 Liberian dollars LD. So for 3,200 business, you compromised the future of your children and your children's children for 3,200 because someone told you, let's go bombing, let's go Cape Mount, let's go Bapolu. I will give you $20. Let's go, get in truck, get in bus, let's go. And you too, you take yourself, you carry yourself in Nima, or you carry yourself Grand Cape Mount. Or don't register in Magibi. Don't register in Mosorado. We'll go Nima. We'll go and register there. When Nima won't start, don't do it. Then at the end result, $20 business, you get on car, not taking into consideration what will happen to you along the way as you're moving. You go there and register. And that's why, Harris, people can be on the live, people can be calling from other areas, they say the most abandoned district.
Abandoned district. Sometimes you even want to look at this individual, they even vote in their own area.
Yes.
They left, they went in different places to vote because of the $10 they received. And at the end time, those from other areas who will come in your district and make a decision for you. So that's how it happened in Liberia. And that's why you see bulk of the way things are, especially with the governing process of our country. People will move from one point to another, especially this parliamentary voter registration exercise in place. What it does is that you're only allowed to register one time. This is one of the disadvantages to you. I said disadvantages because oftentimes in our body politics, in our processes, how we go about, sometimes some of you will register 2, 3, 4 different places. But this one, you are only allowed to register one time. So look at the place you have influence, the place you lived, the place you have your day-to-day activities, right? The place you are, the way you should register. Because if you leave from there, go register bombing, you won't come at Montserrat to register. Obviously, it won't work for you. Yeah, so you need to consider that. Certainly, you need to consider that.
So because some of the people will consider, they will come and say the worst. But this is the thing. The census was conducted. But folks from the opposition said that the census result was not realistic. And in fact, the process, there was a flaw. And they called on the Liberian Senate, the legislature, to not accept that particular result. Now I'm being told that the opposition bloc too as well has filed a lawsuit against the National Elections Commission on grounds that after the census was conducted,
they should have demarcated.
They should have done demarcation where districts that are supposed to be affected as per the increasing number, the population in that particular district have some effect. They are saying, but this is the thing, right? They are saying that the census result is now realistic. But they are seeing people calling for demarcation. Before the voter registration starts, they should do demarcation. So what is the sense of understanding in this particular thing? The last time they said the census result nationally, the UNDP and other working groups in Liberia said they accepted the result as it was being released, the provisional result from the statistic body, that yes, the process went on and it was this, it was that. But these same people within the opposition, fellow Liberians, are the same people who called on the House of Representatives. One person is Kun, Rachel Kun.
Yeah.
He called on the House of Representatives not to consider the issue of demarcation. Yes, that it would have affected certain lawmakers. So you see the trick the guys in one play. Now, after the census is being conducted and the results are out, it is a responsibility of the National Elections Commission to communicate with the legislature that the census has been conducted, and then the legislature now has the power to empower the National Elections Commission to do demarcation. This process was conducted in 2008. When the census was conducted in 2008, fellow Liberians, will give you the number of Liberians, the female, and the rest of it. But I just want to tell you what happened in 2008. In 2008, when the census results were out, what happened? In 2011, prior to the elections, the 2011 elections, the demarcation was done, and then we had 64 seats. We had 64 seats from the 2005 elections. We had 64 seats at the House of Representatives in the 2005 elections. And out of the 64 seats, when the demarcation was done in 2011 prior to the election, it was how the seat increased to 73.
Yeah, 73.
That's how we consider to have 73 districts in Liberia. So one of the reasons why the census is important, because it makes for government to speak from an informed background in terms of development, where you have an increase in population for more development to pump in. If there is a need for additional representation of the people within that particular county, district, or region, you do demarcation.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to note that Representative Kun, Samuel Koga, Haja Sayon from Bomi, right? I think came out, right?
Bomi, Electoral District 3.
Vincent Whittier of Grand Bassa were all in favor of this decision that the House of Representatives should look at or reconsider a decision that when the issue of demarcation comes, because yes, don't quote me wrong, the House of Representatives has that power to either rewrite, they'll say, okay, for the safety of this particular thing, the crucial state of this election, let's move on. They have the power to say, okay, there will be no demarcation, the rest of it, right? They have the power to overturn when there is a written communication for the National Elections Commission to that AUKUS body. They have the power to overturn that. But do you know that it will be a clear constitutional violation that when the House of Representatives sits in that position and go about overturning whatsoever decision that will come from the National Elections Commission to say, let's do demarcation. And then they said that to say, because we don't want for our constituent to be affected. All of what we've built for ourselves to be affected when there is a demarcation, where we'll have our development, we might not have control over those areas, and then it will make it difficult for us to campaign and at the end result for us to retain our seat. That's exactly what the guys are fighting for. They don't want for demarcation, for the people to conduct the demarcation. These people, the representatives that we need to conduct, for the National Elections Commission to conduct demarcation in this country, at the end result, where they think they have development, they will be affected. They create another district there because they sometimes see that as a stronghold.
But the thing about it, exactly like you said, I think it's about the issue of stronghold. But you see, some want to understand that the work becomes easier for these lawmakers, right? And that's why if you are in power, it's good that you touch on all of the areas. This is the thing, Paco. For example, this is a sheet. You have a whole sheet. And people understand and say, okay, the whole sheet, I think it's filled. So there is a new divide so that you have half a portion to deal with. I mean, the job becomes more easier because like, for some of the lawmakers, I have a very large district. For instance, District 17, Mosrado. It's a very large district, right? So if a lawmaker that controls our entire district, and that district is divided into two, then, you know, it gives you just a portion to deal with. It becomes more easier for you, you know, to have to get a contact with the people so easier than the time you had the entire district. So the demarcation also helps, like you said, as it's been said, it helps provide to a place or a region that have larger population. You know, the population is divided so that you have the exact number of about 20,000 or more to deal with. You know, and some of the districts have up to 40,000 persons. And by right of Constitution, I think about from 20,000 or 30,000, you should have a district there. That people should have a representation at the legislature. So it helps make the work easier for them.
You guys are not thinking that
But
direction.
they are not thinking that way because for some of them,
they haven't done anything.
You know, like just one or two areas they focus their mind on because maybe they're where they feel their interest is. And so at this time, any action, maybe perhaps from the National Elections Commission now, to have a demarcation will not serve well for them.
Yeah.
But the guys in the opposition too are demanding.
They must go for but the same people from the same lawmakers from the opposition are the ones who want to step on this particular thing. It will be a constitutional violation, like you said, right? They are stronghold. Like for example, if we take District 17, right, and you say, okay, you in District 17, maybe in certain area there, you say, okay, there where my investments are. And then you contest it on a party ticket or you contest it in District 17. They say, okay, this district is no longer 17 but 16. What will you do now? So that's exactly what the guys are afraid of, and they want to stop the process. But they are the same people who are saying that the census result was not realistic. Regardless of all of the irregularities, we move, you know. In 2008, the census recorded 1,764,555 males. And why it also recorded 1,724,517 males. The ratio of, bringing the ratio of 102.3 males to 100 females in Liberia. That was in 2008. And then in 2023, 50.4% are males, constituting 2,644,450. While you have female, 49.6%, 2,604,171. So the first argument was the female should be more than the male. But in 2008, the male too as well were more than the females in Liberia. The national sex ratio for this current census is 101.5 males to every 100 female in Liberia. So we got 5.2 million, but then we're 3. So there is an increase in the population. Once you have an increase in the population, where the population growth was 3.0 and an average household size of 4.4, it is necessary that government speeds up her developmental plan affecting the lives of citizens. Oh, yes. So that's why you will see the issue of demarcation will come in. Because there are other counties like District 1, District 17 in Maserado, they're very large. They have more citizens in this area. Can one person manage the affairs of these citizens in meeting their needs and wants and the rest of it? It doesn't work that way. So that's why it is important for Liberians to turn out to participate into the process. We want for Liberians to participate into the process. If this morning we'll open the lines for the next 5 minutes, for you to call us, those of you in Maserado, those of you in Bombing, those of you in Bapolo, Grand Kitman, we wanted to play. I think we tried calling the National Elections Commission communication director this morning.
Yeah, I'm trying. I can't get.
We tried calling him this morning over and over. He didn't pick. The last time we tried, a phone rang endlessly, and this is where we are. So they said at 8 o'clock or by 8 o'clock this morning, the entire process would have started. So we got 11 to 10. 11 to 10. So we want to believe the process has started in the various communities where you have the registration centers. We want to open this line now for Liberians to give us report from the various communities as to whether since the voter registration process has started, or whether they've seen the National Elections Commission staffers in their various, the presence of elections staffers in their various areas to conduct the biometric voter registration exercise that is on beginning today. So we'll open the telephone line for 5 minutes, but we want to encourage every Liberian. This week, we will get into the streets of Liberia, most especially Monrovia, for us to know as to whether the people are the most especially citizens in Maserado, Bomi, as to whether they are informed about this voter registration exercise. Yeah. Because this process is very short. People will be, someone will mind business, and at the end of the day, they will not go to the process. They will mind business, they will not go to the process.
Yeah, people will tend to.
And some of them forget.
You know, the thing about it, some people will feel that it's not an obligation to go and get registered, so they will sit at home, and that's why increased awareness is needed on this thing. And in Paco, one of the things that is very easy, right? That's why we need a communications director.
We tried calling
from NEC to answer us, because I was reading through, part of what it does is that you can sit at home and just log in all of your information on the internet and get everything. Once you get to the center, I mean, the staff there will just complete your process and just get everything done for you. So it makes it very easy about how many people are aware of these things. So that's why increased awareness is needed. At this time, you need to continuously be engaging the media, engaging the process, informing the Liberian people about how the process goes. Because remember, this is strange. This is new in Liberia. This is the first time this process has been tried, it's been tested in Liberia. And in every given society, one thing you must be cognizant about is when a process just being tried, has been tested in a society, there is a likelihood that you experience failure along the way as you go on. That of which we can discredit. So if you're introducing a biometric system in our voting process, there's a need that you have increased awareness and continuously engage the citizens, because people use that thing where they go to steal the line, they stay and take a picture, they fill your card, that's how Liberians, I mean, all times is what we used to. The people are not even aware of the risk factors involved, that if you register 2 times, I mean, the risk factor involved, in Liberia, all these things play out. So we need to set our minds on it, honestly. But in all fairness, Liberians, this is about us.
Okay, so we go to the telephone line now, 0770-907-907, 0880-907-907 are the numbers, and you will be live on Good Morning Liberia. The process is on. Bombing, Bapolo, Grand Kitman, Maserado, Magibi, and Grand Bassa. It is your time. Go and get your voter registration card and participate into the process.
Come on.
Good morning, let's hear you.
Yeah, hello.
Good morning, let's hear you. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Maurice Kama.
Go ahead.
Yeah. What is my? I just want to register.
Okay. You just from registering, right?
Yeah.
How is the process?
The process, of course, more people than there were people coming one by one to register.
One by one. Okay. All right. Thanks for joining us. Okay. Okay. So that's the type of resection we want to hear from the public. 0770 907 907 0880 907 907. Do you see the presence of election staffers in your area? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Lana Kushnamle, Youth Chairman, Attington City, District number 17.
District 17. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, you see, as a chair in the district, it will be a great help to some of us in Addington. Because more especially for Crassley, Addington, and Marysville, if you take a visit to that place, you'll see what I'm talking about. There is no development coming to that area. At least if the district be caught, then at least we'll get chance to have our own lawmaker. As for the network of this morning around the intersection, I've not yet seen anybody here. But I hope for the district to be caught.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us. Okay, so you encourage people to participate into the process. Harris, let's take that call from the phone, right?
Yeah, we get this. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm calling from Congress.
Go ahead.
I'm just getting ready to go to my voter registration officer.
Okay. Thanks for joining us. Have you seen the people there? Which center you going to? She's out.
Yes.
Yeah. So we want to know as to whether the people are in the various communities, and as part of that, you need to turn out. So like we said, we were moving the streets of Monrovia anytime this week. We want to know as to whether Liberians are also informed about
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Thank you. My name is Emmanuel Colley, and this morning I'm joining from my district 16 resident.
Emmanuel, go ahead.
Thank you. I'm making my way to Frio Baptist to do my registration, but until now we are not seeing people. I stay around serving the area.
You made your way, or you making your way? Which one?
I run it around and looking at the area, so I already made my way there.
Nobody there?
Until now.
Is that
a center too?
Yeah, Frio Baptist, but yeah, maybe no come because students stay in school, stay in session.
Yeah, but it's at 8 o'clock. But make sure that it is a center, an assigned center for the process.
Eh?
Make sure that it is an assigned center for the process.
Yeah, I said monitor, maybe no come, but monitor I stay waiting for them.
What I'm saying is, make sure that place you have gone this morning is an assigned area for the process.
Yeah, they've been doing it like I was choosing. Few about the own budget fee, they've been doing it there.
Okay. All right, brother. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, 0770. So it tells that, the people will go for this process, but we will do our survey because the market women would normally go into the market during the morning hours up to the evening hours. We want to hear from them as well because these are the people who will come and say, hey, the people ain't got time. We want to get them out. We want to do this thing. But we got to go, folks. Harris, we got to say goodbye to you, to the people on this edition of the show.
Yeah, definitely we have to. And like we said, we will continue to encourage you registered. Go get registered because in all fairness, at the end, it is you that we depend on to make the decision relatively for the betterment of Liberia. But remember that decision can only be made if we all are trusting the process. We understand the importance of getting registered. So go out there, take at least 1 hour, 2 hours of time and register. The process begins on today and ends on the 20th of April, right?
No, on the 9th.
On the 9th of April. So 9th. Don't say the time is long. We have the time thing. So don't sit home and say, the process is still long. At any time I'll get registered. The earlier you take advantage, the better it becomes for you. So, yeah, from here, I'm up for Booming to register as well.
Yeah, okay, let's go. So that's a beauty. So join us on Wednesday, folks. Will be here. The other thing returns on tomorrow for another interesting conversation. It has really been a wonderful time being on this edition of Good Morning Liberia. Join us Wednesday. We'll be here with another interesting conversation. It's always good to think positively in the best interest of Liberia. Let's acknowledge those of you, Maurice, thanks for joining us. Papi Keita, Emek Hamon, Mohamed Diakona, Wonwi, George, Valuable Victor, Alachi, Craze, Emmanuel, David, Sunday Junior, John Yakbawolo, Nicholas Weir, Boema, pass away, John Yakbawolo comes again, Vawa, Boema again, what's the okay, and the rest of the folks, thanks for joining us this morning. We'll be here on tomorrow, like say Wednesday, with another interesting conversation. Thanks to all of our viewers. Thanks for always following us. It pleases us having you, and we appreciate you in doing all what you do for us here at Voice of Liberia, and all of our listeners as well. Thanks for being with us. Up next, we got to go. To then, my name is April and Parker Harris.
Yeah, we are out.